unlimited grenade, void overshield, devour, invisibility, volatile rounds, and void breaches. You heard me right. Unlimited. This is all thanks to Gyrafalcon Hauberks and Ruinous Effigy. Now you may be wondering, why Ruinous Effigy? Well, with the seasonal artifact mods we got this season and the armor mod changes we got last season, it makes it an absolute powerhouse against small tier adds and good against champions like overloads and stuns them. Now we're going to get into talking about what fragments, aspects, mods, and everything else we're going to need for this build. We'll start off with Vanishing Step with Marksman's Dodge, which will then proc our Gyrafalcons after we come out of invisibility and give us volatile rounds with Ruinous Effigy. With volatile rounds, every time we defeat an opponent with a volatile explosion, it will give us Stylish Executioner, which will put us back into invisibility and proc over and over again. Thanks to the Void Fragment Echo of Starvation, every time we pick up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power, we get Devour. And every time we dodge, we activate Reaper, which on Final Blow, after using our class ability, gives us an Orb of Power. Because of the Fragment Echo Cessation, every Final Blow we get with volatile rounds gives us a Void Breach, and because of the seasonal artifact mod Protective Breach, picking up a Void Breach gives you an Overshield or refreshes your existing Overshield. Because of Devour giving us our grenades back so fast, we'll be using Echo of Undermining to give us a weakening debuff on all of our grenades. This will be helpful to firepower, bolstering detonation, and momentum transfer. For every time we get a final blow, we could generate an orb, and all damage done by grenade will give us both melee energy and class ability energy. Now finally, the last fragment we'll be using is Echo of Persistence. This will give us all of our buffs, Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour, and increased duration. For supers, we'll be using Single Shot Tether just because it has a shorter cooldown and it also has really good range and pulls in enemies, which makes it easier for grenade launchers or volatile rounds to proc on the enemies around. Now, some of you may not know how Ruinous Effigy works, so let me get into it. Basically, on Final Blow, it generates an orb that's called a Transmutation Orb. This can then be used to be picked up and either guard, light attack, or heavy attack. Starting off with the guard ability is a life drain that gives an aura around you that slowly drains the life of nearby enemies and gives it to yourself. This also disorients the enemies, doesn't hard stun, but it still stops them from shooting. Next up is the light attack. It is as simple a light attack as if you were to slap it with a regular orb, but it does a bit more damage. Lastly, my favorite part of the build is the dunk. The dunk does heavy AoE damage and can stun overload champions, and as you can see here, I pick up the orb and run it over to the overload champion, which I then stun and destroy everything else, turning me back invisible because it procs volatile rounds. For the rest of the mods on my armor, feel free to take a screenshot or pause the video. I have it here posted on the screen. And for our weapons, we have a Riptide with Lead from Gold Chill Clip, which is very nice because we get special ammo on every heavy ammo pickup, and we also are able to deal with Overload and Unstoppable champions. Regnant is a Void Grenade Launcher that was craftable 2 seasons ago during Season of Defiance, which can roll with Auto-Loading Holster and Explosive Light, and is also craftable, which is very good. This also makes it do so much more damage on Orb pickup, which is very easy through this build, and we never have to reload it because of Auto-Loading Holster. Here I just have a short clip of 3 minutes just to show what it would look like for the Void build to go through full range of motion inside of a Lost Sector. If you guys do like the build, please consider liking and subscribing. I would deeply appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.